Attention all automotive enthusiasts and concerned consumers. Brace yourselves for a shocking revelation that's sending tremors through the electric vehicle industry. The dream of a clean, green automotive future is crumbling before our eyes, and at the center of this unfolding disaster is none other than BMW, the once-revered German automaker. What you're about to hear isn't just another corporate hiccup. It's a damning indictment of the EV revolution's false promises and harsh realities that lie beneath the glossy exterior of electric mobility. So fasten your seatbelts and prepare for a bumpy ride as we expose the ugly truth behind BMW's latest moves and the broader implications for the automotive industry. In perhaps the most damning indictment of the EV revolution's failings, BMW is doubling down on the development of new internal combustion engines. This is an innovation. It's a retreat to familiar territory in the face of EV technology's shortcomings. While other manufacturers make grand promises about all-electric lineups, BMW's continued investment in ICE technology speaks volumes. It's a clear signal that the company doesn't believe EVs can fully replace traditional engines in the foreseeable future. This move exposes the uncomfortable truth that the death of the internal combustion engine has been greatly exaggerated. For all the talk of a green automotive future, BMW's actions reveal a stark reality. The electric vehicle revolution is stalling. The promise of clean, efficient, and reliable electric transportation remains unfulfilled, leaving consumers caught between the false promises of EVs and the familiar reliability of traditional engines. In a move that speaks volumes about the current state of electric vehicle technology, BMW has doubled down on the development of new internal combustion engines. This decision flies in the face of the narrative that EVs are poised to completely replace traditional vehicles in the near future. The glossy advertisements and slick marketing campaigns have painted a rosy picture of EV ownership, but the reality is far from electrifying. EV owners across the globe are waking up to a nightmare of inadequate infrastructure, sky-high maintenance costs, and abysmal customer service. Imagine spending a small fortune on an electric vehicle only to find yourself stranded on the side of the road, your battery depleted, and not a functioning charging station in sight. This isn't a hypothetical scenario, it's the daily reality for countless EV owners. The promised network of charging stations has failed to materialize, turning simple commutes into anxiety-inducing ordeals. But the misery doesn't end there. EV owners are being hit with astronomical maintenance costs, far exceeding those of traditional vehicles. The complex electronics and specialized components of EVs are proving to be a goldmine for repair shops and a financial sinkhole for owners. The dream of low-cost, environmentally friendly transportation has transformed into a costly nightmare. To add insult to injury, many EV manufacturers seem woefully unprepared to handle the unique challenges of electric vehicles. Customer service departments are overwhelmed, leaving frustrated owners to fend for themselves in the face of technical issues and breakdowns. The situation is particularly dire when it comes to charging infrastructure. Despite years of promises, the network of charging stations remains woefully inadequate in many areas. EV owners often find themselves planning their trips around the availability of charging stations, a far cry from the convenience of traditional gas stations. Once synonymous with precision engineering and reliability, BMW's reputation is now in freefall. A relentless barrage of recalls and reliability issues has exposed the dark underbelly of the company's rush to electrification. These are not minor hiccups. We're talking about systemic failures affecting critical systems. From battery fires to sudden power losses, BMW's EVs are proving to be ticking time bombs on wheels. Each recall is another nail in the coffin of consumer confidence, leaving owners to wonder if they're driving a luxury vehicle or a liability. For example, in June 2022, BMW issued a recall for its iX and i4 electric vehicles due to a potential battery fire risk. This recall affected 83 vehicles in the US. The issue is related to the high-voltage battery cells, which could have been damaged during manufacturing, potentially leading to short circuits and fires. Before this, in November 2021, BMW recalled over 3,800 iX3 electric SUVs in China due to a software issue that could cause the vehicle to lose power unexpectedly. This recall affected vehicles produced between September 1, 2020 and April 30, 2021. The financial impact of these recalls is staggering, but the damage to BMW's brand is incalculable. Loyal customers who once swore by the infamous blue and white logo are now swearing at their unreliable, problem-plagued electric BMWs. The company's scramble to address these issues feels like too little too late, as the tide of public opinion turns against them. However, these reliability issues are not unique to BMW. Across the industry, electric vehicles have been plagued with software glitches, battery problems, and other technical issues. This pattern of problems is fueling skepticism about the readiness of EV technology for mass adoption. BMW's decision to maintain flexibility in its production strategy beyond 2030 is nothing short of a damning indictment of the entire electric vehicle industry. This so-called strategy is a thinly veiled admission of failure, a desperate attempt to hedge bets in a market that's proving to be as unstable as a house of cards in a hurricane. Let's call this what it really is. BMW is running scared. The German automaker, once a beacon of innovation and precision engineering, is now floundering in the murky waters of electrification. By refusing to fully commit to EVs, BMW is essentially waving a white flag, admitting that the promised electric utopia is nothing more than a mirage. This wishy-washy approach of straddling both EV and ICE technologies isn't just lacking in direction. It's a recipe for disaster. It's like trying to ride two horses with one behind. BMW is spreading itself thin, pouring resources into two competing technologies, and in doing so, risks mastering neither. This lack of focus will inevitably lead to compromised products, leaving consumers with vehicles that are neither fish nor fowl. For potential buyers, BMW's indecision creates a world of uncertainty. Imagine investing your hard-earned money in a BMW EV, only to find that in a few years, the company has shifted its focus back to ICE vehicles, leaving you with a deprecated, unsupported electric paperweight. Or worse, picture yourself clinging to a traditional BMW combustion engine, only to see the company abruptly pivot to full electrification, rendering your vehicle obsolete overnight. This flip-flopping strategy also speaks volumes about BMW's lack of confidence in the EV market. If a major player like BMW can't fully commit to electrification, what hope is there for the rest of the industry? It's a chilling message that ripples through the entire automotive ecosystem, potentially slowing innovation and investment across the board. Moreover, BMW's hedging strategy is a slap in the face to environmentally conscious consumers who are counting on major automakers to lead the charge towards a greener future. Instead of boldly steering us towards a cleaner tomorrow, BMW is timidly tiptoeing forward, one foot firmly planted in the polluting past. In the end, BMW's flexible approach is nothing more than a euphemism for "we have no idea what we're doing." It's a strategy born of fear and uncertainty, one that risks alienating both EV enthusiasts and traditional BMW loyalists alike. As the automotive world races towards an electric future, BMW seems content to idle in neutral, leaving consumers and the environment to pay the price for their indecision. This brings us to perhaps the most shocking development in this unfolding story. In a stunning admission of failure, BMW has pulled the plug on a colossal $2.15 billion battery order from Swedish manufacturer Northvolt. This isn't just canceling a contract, it's a glaring red flag, signaling the deep-rooted issues plaguing the electric vehicle industry. Let's be clear, this cancellation is a catastrophic blow to BMW's EV ambitions. It exposes the harsh reality that even industry giants are struggling to make the EV dream a viable reality. The promise of cutting-edge battery tech has proven to be nothing more than smoke and mirrors, leaving BMW scrambling to salvage its electric future. This debacle raises serious questions about the feasibility of mass EV adoption. If a powerhouse like BMW can't secure reliable battery production, what hope is there for smaller manufacturers? The EV house of cards is teetering, and this cancellation could be the gust of wind that brings it all crashing down. And the cancellation of this order doesn't just affect BMW and Northvolt. It sends a chilling message to the entire EV industry. Other automakers may now be hesitant to place large orders for EV components, potentially slowing the overall transition to electric vehicles. Investors, too, may become more cautious about pouring money into EV-related ventures. For consumers, this news adds another layer of uncertainty to the EV landscape. If major manufacturers are struggling to secure reliable battery supplies, it could lead to production delays and potentially higher prices for electric vehicles. It also raises questions about the long-term reliability and performance of EVs if key components are in short supply or of questionable quality. In conclusion, the recent developments at BMW and in the broader EV industry paint a picture of a technology that is still very much in its infancy. Despite years of hype and billions in investment, electric vehicles are facing significant hurdles on the road to mass adoption. From battery supply issues to reliability concerns, from inadequate infrastructure to consumer dissatisfaction, the challenges are numerous and complex. BMW's decisions to continue developing ICE engines, maintain production flexibility, and cancel a major battery order are not isolated incidents. They are symptomatic of a broader uncertainty in the automotive industry about the future of transportation. While electric vehicles may still play a significant role in that future, it's clear that the path to an all-electric automotive landscape is far from smooth. For consumers, these developments underscore the importance of careful consideration when making vehicle purchases. The promise of electric vehicles remains enticing, but the reality is often more complicated. As the industry continues to evolve and grapple with these challenges, potential buyers would do well to weigh their options carefully, considering not just the environmental impact, but also the practical realities of EV ownership. The road ahead for electric vehicles is uncertain, filled with both promise and pitfalls. As BMW's recent moves demonstrate, even industry giants are still trying to navigate this complex landscape. The coming years will be crucial in determining whether EVs can overcome these obstacles and truly revolutionize the way we drive, or whether they'll remain a niche technology struggling to gain widespread acceptance.